and welcome back to my channel. I am so excited to have been able to film this today. I did this look yesterday and I'm gonna try and have it up today because it is Friday the 13th. What a better fucking day to watch a Halloween video than on Friday the 13th. I did not do one of these last year, bitch. I'm here to do it this year. So I fucking love mermaids. Like, I have a mermaid tattoo. I really like them, and I was like, what video do I want to do? Everyone's being it. Like, everyone and their fucking moms is being it. And I love the movie. I mean, I like it. I like Pennywise too. But I just want to do something different, like something that, like, not everyone and their mom has been doing. So I decided to be a mermaid. It's kind of Ariel vibes, you know, the red hair. Her hair was not 28 inches, though. The girl's got that length. But I just kind of, like, took it and went with it. I got the little seashell thingies going on my boobies. It's exciting. So if you want to see how I did this, then keep on watching. Okay, so first things first, your girl is not a professional wig applier. This is the first wig I've ever bought. It's from Ava. It's from Ava Hair, and it is synthetic. It's not natural human hair. I got it on sale for $85. They throw in a wig cap for you, but I had already, like, bought a couple on Amazon. Does not come with a wig stand, does not come with, like, anything, just the hair, and I believe, like, one wig cap. So first thing, let's start that off. Like, I'm getting a little better at it, I hope to think, but, like, it takes practice. And shout out to you girls and guys that can apply wigs like nothing. So, also, I'm not naked. I have a bandeau on, but I'm going to show you one trick that I did to kind of, like, make me look more mermaidy. But I'll do that at the end. So, I'm not naked, and I'm learning how to apply wigs. We have to just get that right out there. Also, these are all stress. You can't really see that one because the wig's covering it. I cannot talk. I'm so sorry. These are stress pimples. We're not even gonna get into it. All right, now that we got that all under control, the first thing I'm going to do is prime my face with Too Faced Hangover Primer, because I feel like this primer just kind of gives me, like, a sticky feel. Like, not sticky, but, like, it just makes it feel like everything's gonna hold in. The one thing that I do notice, like, not notice about wigs, because, like, it's obvious, and I'm gonna have to glue these sides down a little more at the end, so I know, is it's hard to work with the wig. Like, it is a challenge, but it's not good to, like, do your makeup and then the wig, because I've tried to do that before and I don't know what I was thinking. It was horrendous. Okay, so we did that. I'm gonna do my brows, and it's kind of just like the same routine that I always do. Dip brow. And then I just clean up the tops and bottoms with my concealer in shade 0.5, not 0.5. You don't have to clean up the top, and most people don't do it with their concealer, but I am so fair that, like, I almost match my concealer, and by the time that I, like, can blend my by the time that I do blend my foundation out, everything blends. Like, but if your concealer is pretty lighter than you are, you don't need to do it. But look at that. That's literally, like, my skin tone. Alright, now that our brows are on, I'm using the Benefit 3D Brow Tones in, like, this lighter brown shade to kind of add some highlight. You don't have to do this. Because I have this red wig on, when I had red hair, I had bought this product specifically to put in my brows to kind of, like, make them, I don't know, just look better with, like, natural red hair. It doesn't really, now that I look at, like, myself, it doesn't really transfer in the camera, like, the kind of warmth it adds, but it definitely does in person. But if you're just doing this as Halloween and you really don't give a fuck, then skip it. Basically, the only palette we are going to be using, and the eyeshadow look is not hard at all, like, it's really easy actually, is the Morphe 35B, and that's because we have all these bright colors in this palette. If you, like, I don't know, I feel like this is, like, a really good palette to have, just because if you like doing bright, fun looks, it's a great palette, especially because it has, like, every single bright color. For the most part, of course. It really works well with, like, what we're trying to accomplish today. So that is basically the eyeshadow palette. The only eyeshadow palette that we're going to be using, we do use a brown eyeshadow for the other little thingy I'm going to show you towards the end, but you can use any brown eyeshadow for that, but we will get into that then. But right now, I am priming my lids with Pro Paint Pot. Why do I not know what this is called already? I should. In Soft Ochre. And I usually set this, but yesterday, like, when I did this look for the first time, I didn't set it, and I kind of liked the way it came out better. But we're going to go with it. So, let me find my brush. Alright, so the first color we're going to go in with is this light sandy brown shade here. Now, if you are darker, this just works perfectly for me as a transition shade. Like, that is almost my skin tone. Basically my skin tone. This was my favorite transition shade for a while, like the first shadow I just put down, because it just, you know, matches my skin basically. The next shade that we are going to use is this bright blue up here. So this one is like gonna pop, like this is its moment to shine. So that's why I didn't really want to use a transition shade that overpowered the blue or blended weird with the blue, if that makes sense. So basically this eye look is so freaking simple. All you have to do is know how to blend. And if you know how to blend, you are good to go. So I just put it right in my crease and kind of apply it the whole way down. I'm not swinging this outwards. I'm just kind of, you know, putting it there. And we are not going to use the second shadow. This is really the only shadow of the look. And we're going to use a glitter on top of this then. But I just take a clean brush and I just blend this out. I'm telling you, this look is not that hard. There was a bunch of different things I was going to do with this look yesterday that I had ended up removing and, like, going back over and changing it up because I felt like it just didn't work. We are done with this for now. I'm going to take my NYX glitter glue. And you don't have to use this glitter, like I just have this one. So any purple glitter will work. This is called Amethyst by MAC. And I just kind of put some glitter glue on my palette. And I'm taking my concealer brush. I literally use this brush for like everything. And I'm just going to put this on my eyelid. And before this gets too dry, I'm just going to dip into my glitter. This is going to make such a mess. It's so fine. And we're going to just pack that bad boy on there. If you don't want to go out and spend the money on like the MAC glitter, which I totally understand, if you never use purple glitter, it doesn't make sense to go and spend that much. Just use it for a costume. I recommend NYX. They have great glitter. And then I actually lied to you guys because I totally forgot that I went in with this shade with a tiny brush after I put the glitter on. And I just kind of like went around the glitter to kind of blend it out and like all of that. I mean, it's not really going to blend. It's just glitter. Like, it's just going to pop. But, I don't know. I just think it makes the blues look a little better when I blended those two in together. That's about it for the eye look. I'm just going to take a clean, fluffy brush and try and brush some of that glitter away. And then I'm just going to pop on these lashes. If you watched my how to apply lash video, these are from the same seller that I get my other lashes from. These are just A11s. So I'm just going to apply these on real quick. So now that we are done with the eyes, I'm going to use my ABH foundation stick in the shade Porcelain. Yeah, Porcelain, and try and cover some of this redness, glitter, and some of these stress pimples up. And I really like this foundation because it reminds me of the Makeup Forever one, but it's like half the price. it's not as full coverage right away. You kind of have to build it up, and I would never put this many streaks of the Makeup Forever foundation on. But, I mean, for half the price, I've had this for quite some time, probably 5-6 months now. No, probably, yeah, 5 months. And I don't know, it's 25 bucks. It's not that expensive. I really like it. So like I said, I'm just going to put a little more around here and a little more in the center of my cheeks. The next thing I'm going to do is conceal with some Tarte Shape Tape. Now, I usually conceal a lot, like a lot. But for this look, I only did a little bit. I just don't want to use a lot of concealer because I just kind of want to keep the foundation more in control of this look and not all this highlighting and contour. Like you'll see when I get to the contour, it is nothing like what I usually do. Now, of course, I'm going to cream contour with my Fenty Beauty stick in Amber with my Clear Sonic. I'm going to kind of just blend this out. But keep it, like I'm not going to bring it in like crazy. I'm just going to keep it kind of in that general area. Now with the nose, I feel like it kind of takes away some of that concealer. So we're going to just dot that back up and go like that and kind of clean everything up a little bit. But for the most part, I love the way that works. It just feels so weird on your nose. So I don't do it very often, but I do really like the way it looks. So we are eventually, because this does look really natural, like I said, going to add a little tiny bit of bronzer in there. Because right now it looks really, really natural, which is like what we want, but I just want a little tiny bit more coverage. So we'll come back to that. For now, I'm going to set under my eyes, and I usually use my Sigma brush, but I'm just going to use this little guy because I don't want, and I'm really surprised I haven't creased. I normally would have to touch that up under there, but nothing is creasing yet. Yet being the key word. But I really want the control and preciseness. Like, I like the other brush, but I get a ton of fallout. I don't want a ton of powder. So I'm just going to go, I'm still getting some fallout, but not as much. Set all the way up to the hair. Now, I usually don't do this, but we're going to add color on the forehead. So I want to be able to have that all set so that it doesn't get like funky and not blend out right. And then I'm going to do it on my chin a little bit and in my smile lines. Now, I normally would use face powder on my face, like to kind of, you know, reset in that foundation. But I'm just going to keep the brush clean and just go over it. I know that there's product still in this brush, so I'm just going to use what's in there, not add any more, and just kind of sweep away that translucent powder. Like I said, I'm going to bronze up my face just a little bit more, so I'm just taking a little bit of Hola Lite, and I'm just going to smack that excess product off. I cannot talk today. It's been like this the whole day. I apologize. And I'm just going to lightly, like super lightly, and that's it. That's all we're doing. The only part left with like the normal face routine would be highlights. So we're going to highlight a couple spots on our face and then come back and do the rest. So for highlight today, I am using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Aurora kit, and I'm going to dip into Luna because it's kind of like this duochrome type highlighter, and we're going to put her right there. Oh yes, bitch. So we're just going to take that. I didn't add any blush because, well, you'll see we're going to add more color to the face than what a normal face has. We're going to go back in then and highlight our forehead after we do this. Now, this step I actually did in 2 parts of my face yesterday, and then I decided that it kind of made me, like, the way the colors were blending, it kind of made me look like I had, like, a beard down here. And that's not, like, what I was going for. So I kept it to my forehead, and it looked so sick. So we're going to go back in to our Morphe palette, and I'm going to just take, this is the E6 brush by Morphe, and I'm just going to like pick up some of this light pink up here and then just kind of put it on my forehead. Now before I think I'm going to, this time around, I think I'm going to add more color to my forehead because I think I liked it the way the pictures came out. I want to add just that more color because I think it would look a lot sicker if I, you know, if we mix some more up in here. So this I did in 2 spots of my face yesterday. I did it up here and down here. You can do whatever you want. You can keep it on one side of your face. I just kind of like the kind of line it gave. But if you're going to do it around here, maybe just stick to lighter colors, depending like if you're my complexion. Because when I started adding the blues down here, it just made me look like I was bruised and had like a beard, which was not the look I was going for. So I would definitely, if you can do whatever you want like with this. But I'm just going to stick to my forehead for now. I'm going to take this light kind of seafoamy green, and it's so pretty. And then we're going to kind of spot that in there. Now, eventually we're going to go in with a beauty blender and soften all this, but I kind of like the way it looks. Definitely like the way it looks at the end more than the way it looks now. So we did that green. We'll go in with this purple. It's a lighter purple. The bright purple might be too bright, but you can, for my complexion, but you can do whatever you want. So let's take that and kind of add that in there. Oh, that looks so cool. Like I said, we're gonna blend it in more with the, whatchamacallit, with the sponge. And then I think I'm just gonna take a little bit of this bright pink right here. Kind of add that right in there. And this is all you. You can do whatever you want with this. That's the fun part. Now that we look very spotted, I'm just going to take my sponge and kind of press in, because it kind of makes it look like watercolory. I'm probably going to add a little more over here so it doesn't just stop. But it just kind of melts the colors together a little bit better when you go back in with the sponge. And like yesterday, I had done scales on my forehead, and I was going to do them down here. And then when I just added the color, it just didn't look as cool. Like the scales and the color I had, it just looked too drawn on. But I think this, especially when you blot it in, it just gives you like the sickest, like, I'm a fucking nautical creature. And this time when I do the blue, I think I'm going to go in with this color that we have on our lids, because, or I should say our crease, because I think it'll kind of like look cool, like wrapping everything together. And then again, blend that. I'm not like sweeping. I'm just kind of like on an angle kind of blending out the color. Guys, that looks so much sicker than it did yesterday. I'm really excited about this. So like I said, we're going to go back in and highlight, and looking at myself, I don't know if I want to do any crazy colors because I think this looks really sick. So I think I'm just going to go back in with Luna and kind of add a little bit of highlight up in here. A little more precise brush, dip into Luna and highlight my inner corners and under my brow bone to kind of give it like that glam look. We don't want to forget those. Now for the most part, we are done with the face. I used as my lip, which I'll just put that on real quick, Milkshake Liquid Lipstick by Anastasia Beverly Hills, because I think it's a really, really, really light pink, and I just think it kind of doesn't distract you from like everything else that's going on. Okay, I can't believe I completely forgot about one of the more important steps. I'm going to go back in with this blue color right here and go underneath my eye to kind of finish the eye look out. I cannot believe I almost forgot about that. Okay, so the last step that we are going to do is I kind of drew seashells. I'm not whipping my boobs out, I promise. I kind of drew seashells along like the top part to make it look like a seashell bra. So if you are only doing this makeup look for pictures and things like that, like what I did yesterday, this will work for you. If you want to use this as your costume, I just recommend going and getting a seashell bra. But I didn't want to spend the money on that because I'm not being a mermaid for Halloween. White concealer, if you have face paint or body paint or whatever, that would probably work best. But I am using the Kat Von D white concealer and a big brush. And then I just am going to look in the mirror. And I'm going to start from like here. Okay, so it looks really shitty right now, but we're just going to take a little bit more and all right, so like from here, you know, I'm looking like a mermaid. But to make it look more seashell-like and more real, I guess, I'm going to take the NYX Vivid Bights in Vivid Halo. Basically a bright yellow eyeliner. And then I'm just going to go along. Going on. The only other color, eyeshadow color, I should say, that we use that's not in the palette, you can use any brown. I'm just using my ABH singles, and let me see, what is this called? Warm Taupe. Like I said, any brown. So I'm just gonna dip into this, and I'm just gonna draw little lines.
We're stepping in, we're not stepping out. Well, I know, sir, this are 18s and big up the style.